Let's do this.
I think we're about to do some stuff.
Doing it
To it the all-natural way. The all-natural way.
all natural.
So, yeah, we spent the last 4 months in a South American prison.
Is that what that was?
Locked up.
Oh my God, that explains a lot.
Well, I mean, the tour guide said Central American, but that wasn't Central America.
I thought it was just a really shitty hotel. Fuck. What did we get sentenced for?
Oh, it was a trip. It was for the experience.
Oh, that's why the vacation package was so cheap.
That's what I'm saying.
Very cheap.
They
Come be a prisoner in Venezuela.
Yeah, they tell us we're going to be in Panama, but no, we end up in Argentina. It's a whole thing.
Kind of far away, but...
Anyway.
We're back now, though.
We're back and we're live.
So, welcome back to the All Natural Podcast.
Welcome back.
Oh, I just stole your line, I'm sorry.
Welcome back to the All Natural Podcast.
That's right.
There you go. With the boom.
So while we were gone, guys, man, I have to tell you, I heard a story when I got back from a buddy of mine, and I'll just try to sum this up. You know, it's bad, but it's funny as hell. A buddy of mine, won't use his name, nothing like that, but this dude got catfished.
Oh fuck!
You guys heard of catfished?
Yeah.
Man, this dude got catfished and still getting catfished. And still thinks that this woman is real.
Oh.
And he has sent her probably $1,500.
Oh.
Okay.
See, there it is.
I paid witness to $800 of it because I had to take a picture of the Western Union form and send it to his phone whenever I got back.
Oh God.
And this girl told him that she was in the military and she was in an Afghani prison.
And needed to wire some money.
Wired money to get her out of jail.
To my smartphone that they let me keep in here.
To get her out of jail, and she was using one of the guards' phones to contact him, and he thinks to this day that she's real.
Oh, I mean, sure, you told him he was being stupid.
I've tried to tell him, and it just is not working at all. But supposedly this girl is in the military. She had to catch a plane out of Afghanistan, not out of the military base, but out of Afghanistan, and she was carrying gold, and they found gold and put her in prison. Is the story she told him.
Straight up, and then when she gets out,
she's coming back.
He's going to taste some of that gold.
Yes,
Crazy.
And she's coming back and flying into an undisclosed area here, and he really thinks that this woman is real. He thinks that she is from Oregon, and he had to send this money to her friend that takes care packages over there, dude, to get to people. If any of y'all know anything...
Straight up obvious.
Yes.
Straight up obvious.
But this dude is completely getting catfished, and I can't do nothing but laugh about it.
Well, on the bright side, some guy in Afghanistan's getting a better life out of it.
That or somebody in Podunk, wherever, is getting really funny with it.
Nah, it's probably some guy in Afghanistan.
You know, I just...
Ghana, I'm telling you, I saw this shit.
You know, whatever. Yeah.
That's what they do.
Straight up catfished, I actually witnessed it firsthand. A person getting catfished, and not just on the television, and it being, you know, he's like, oh, she's got real pictures. I looked her up. She's getting out of the military because she told him that she wanted to have a family, and they're letting her out because she wants to have a family. And I'm like, dude, will you please listen to what you're saying right now?
Even if she is real, she's still ripping him off. I mean, what's the difference?
Very much.
So, I mean, come on.
So, with that being said, don't get catfished, you fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Don't get catfished.
Yeah, don't trust the internet. Don't believe anything you hear or see on the internet except for the All Natural Podcast, because we are the only ones who bring you the realness. We're going to give you the
straight
real, all natural. But
also, send us $1,000, please.
Yes, please.
We're in really big trouble.
Just wire it to us, because we're going to an Afghani prison.
My cousin, Prince Thong of Siam, yeah, he needs the money.
But what's even funnier about all of it is he really believes this and thinks it's going to happen. And she's asked him for more money, and he told her he didn't have the money.
Oh, it is going to happen. It's just not going to happen in person, you know? It's going to happen like, hey, those pictures you sent me? I'd like you to give me more money, or I'm going to post them up on your mom's Facebook.
And what's bad is he met her on one of these dating websites.
Mm-hmm.
and which had only like one picture. And if you're familiar with any of these dating websites, if they have one picture, they're not real,
They
people.
ain't fucking real.
They're not real, especially if they're smoking hot fucking models.
It's like you scroll down a little bit and you see another bitch with the same picture.
Yes, or they got a dick.
Well, that too. Don't they have special dating sites for that?
I don't know,
think they
man.
would.
I don't get into that, but
Be easier.
yes, and I don't understand. So please, feel free to write us back and tell us about any of your friends that may have got catfished. We'd like to hear those stories.
We may even share them with you and the rest of the audience if they are entertaining enough.
Very much, very much. So that's one big thing that's happened on our hiatus that we had when we were in South America in a prison.
And we had nothing to do with it.
Zero.
Not a goddamn
Zero.
We were busy in a different prison.
Yes, we weren't writing him messages.
Yeah, tour agent catfished me into that.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
We catfished ourselves.
Yeah, they told us it was a beautiful...
We set up a beautiful scam, but we forgot how it fucking worked, and we ended up being
the people who got ripped off, so...
God damn it.
They showed us this wonderful beachfront property, but yeah, it wasn't beachfront property.
It was jungle front property.
Yeah. There was like a cesspool in front of it,
The only reason we know this is because the prison was so horrible, we could see through the walls.
Let me
Oh
tell
yeah,
you.
it was no problem to get in and out. I mean, you just go out, but then there's
There's
nothing
nothing
but
else
jungle
there.
there.
Where to fucking go?
You'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna go
You
out
don't
and
know
get
which
bit by
way's
some
up. It doesn't make
fire
any
ants
fucking
for a
difference.
minute.
What are you going to do today? Well, I'm going to play with fire ants today. Well, I'm going to go play with the snake.
All right, be careful with it. That's my snake.
All right, so what else happened while we were gone? Let me say something else. I did take a brief tour to a small city called Indianapolis.
Oh, Indianapolis.
And I'm just saying, like, seriously, PSA, don't go to Indianapolis.
Oh,
That city sucks.
so Indianapolis then is not the crown jewel of Indiana
Oh,
like
hell
you think it would be.
No, Gary
No,
is.
it's
Gary
Santa
and-
Claus.
Gary-
Santa Claus, Indiana
Way
is
cooler.
the key there.
Gary, Indiana is way better than
Way cooler
Indianapolis.
than Indianapolis.
Oh boy.
Everybody goes there.
Indianapolis is one of the dirtiest cities I've ever fucking been to.
Have you been to Jeff City?
I have been to Jeff
That place
City.
is pretty fucking dirty too.
It's not great.
That's not that bad.
It's
It's
dirty.
not
dirty, but
Indianapolis,
it's not
I can
as
tell you
dirty.
that.
Yeah, but it's
not
bad.
crawling with fucking junkies.
That
Like
well,
fucking
Well, it depends on where you
Indianapolis
go.
is.
Yeah.
It depends on where you go, for sure. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you go right down to the commercial center of Indianapolis, where everything's supposed to be fucking awesome, no,
Junkie land?
It's fucking, you're stepping over dead bodies and trying to dodge the piss and the puke in the middle of the street.
that's pretty fucking bad.
Everywhere you go, it's fucking ridiculous. I'm
So-
not going back.
Good.
So Indianapolis.
That's all I'm saying.
I haven't spent a lot of
PSA.
time in Indianapolis, but I'm already not a fan of the place just because the roads are for shit.
Yeah, everything,
what I
everything
remember
was
main-
under construction.
Up until now, that was the main thing I remembered about them is that the roads are all
Oh, don't
fucked right
Yeah,
up.
just-
don't get us on roads. Don't get us on roads because me and old David Waverly here, where we used to stay at,
Oh my god, they just
was the
paved
worst.
All of Tampa.
They just paved the whole road now.
paved the whole fucking thing.
They paved 700 feet
fucking
at first,
beautiful.
and now they finished paving it after we move out. Them cocksuckers.
Shit. We should have put it, set this up as a mobile and gone and driven up and down it just to do it.
It's just
I would have pissed on it because they
We
pissed
should
me
have
off.
gotten that on record. We should be filming it.
that's content.
Yeah, there you go.
Piss on you,
The
Tampa.
box pisses on a nice, clean new road that
Anyway,
has no
and-
potholes.
The whole point, PSA, don't go to Indy. If you can avoid it, don't even fucking lay over there.
And if you're just driving through, don't bother taking the bypass. Just drive straight through. It's much quicker.
And if you live in
It's
Indy,
much
calm
easier.
down because you know I'm right.
Yeah,
I know. All these people from Indiana right now are like, fuck yeah. You
So-
know what's up.
So Scruff, anything with you, man? Anything you hear when you get back? When we got
I
back,
know you
what's
you
up?
left the prison for a small period of time. What'd you do?
Well, I went to the gathering of the Juggalos.
Oh,
What?
Have time to fucking party with the
Yeah, I got a furlough for that, a special prison furlough. They
Wow.
shuttle you to the gathering and then they, take you back in chains.
So for all of you that want to get a free shuttle to the gathering,
Yeah, if
please
you
go.
happen to be in Argentina and you want to get to the gathering for free,
just go to jail.
Go to the prison and do the furlough program. It
It's
works.
okay. We're back.
The theme for this year's gathering was a whoop stock.
Whoop stock.
Stop.
All right.
It's like Woodstock C, except whoops
dig that.
stock.
Whoop
Ha
stock.
ha ha.
That's pretty funny.
At any rate, yeah, it was all like hippie-fied. It was hippie-fied, just a bit. Most of the hippie-fied thing about it was that they brought in these cover bands. They brought in like a Jimi Hendrix cover guy and a fucking Janis Joplin cover girl and they did the it was Santana and Led Zeppelin right?
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Oh, Led Zeppelin, huh?
I think it was them. It was interesting. I'm not going to say it was fantastic. Oh, no, it wasn't Led Zeppelin. It was the Grateful Dead. I don't know why I thought Led Zeppelin.
That sounds more like it.
Yeah.
Plenty of those motherfuckers.
All them deadheads out there.
So yeah,
give
you
you a
get
shout
these
out.
cover bands, and they basically, like in between a real concert, off on the side of the stage, they have this other concert going on instead of just playing, old, music over the PA or whatever. And it was kind of cool. I liked that. It was a nice vibe. However, I don't think they should do it all the time unless they get better bands, because we're only going to get into the hippie thing once at the gathering, All in all, very cool thing. You guys need to go to the next one.
It's been a while.
Next one's going to be the
Been a while.
20th.
That would be a good one.
It's going to be 17 years since Peoria. Well, that's the last one you went to, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mr. David Waverly?
Yep.
It was
Peoria
2002?
with the riot and the tear gas. And
Yeah, the
all
riot.
that good shit.
Wow.
Never been to an outdoor gathering.
I went to the first Cave and Rock one.
Was it the first one?
The first time that they were at Cave and Rock for the first time. No, second time.
Yeah, I was
number
gonna say,
two.
yeah,
number
I
two.
went to the first
sorry,
one, which
sorry.
was a year before
number
the year
two.
you went.
Number
Yeah.
two of Cave and Rock, which was an outdoor ones. And let me tell you, and Scruff was there to witness this. But when you're walking out of the campsites, and you walk up this like little incline, and you look down into the next field where the concerts are, and you see thousands, and I mean thousands upon people in the same movement, singing the same song, dancing, and
all jumping up and down together.
Yes,
Yeah.
mimicking each other. And you just look at this and you're like, holy shit. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's holy shit. I mean, it's a giant wave out there of people in unison. I can only imagine, what it looks like late at night when we're all down there.
Oh, you could probably look up footage now. They've got, since the whole drone thing, there's lots of guys, they bring in a drone and they get these great, flyby shots of the crowds at the during the biggest shows.
Well, speaking of this real fast, sorry to cut the subject, you said drones. So what do they do about the drones that get close to the stage to get shots of the singers? How do they know?
I'm not sure exactly how it works. I think the official rule is that you're only allowed to have a drone if you basically are press. Like
Okay.
You've gotten permission and worked it out.
Okay, so not the people.
In fact,
like us.
one of the guys that I regularly gather with, he's a road dog. He's like their official, it's like, the gathering's official drone guy. He gets the official footage with his drones.
So he gets right up in there, man. See, that's the thing about these
his
drones.
drone's allowed to go pretty much anywhere.
Is you're getting that same aspect of like the camera in the NFL. Mm-hmm. That's behind the quarterback that Vince brought out with the XFL, and
I
they
think that people are
modified.
discouraged from bringing their own because, what? There's
It
a
goes
crowd
down,
of
so he's
juggalos,
breaking.
and here goes this drone going overhead. Inevitably, there's 30, 40 people throwing stuff at it, and everybody wants to bag a drone.
So we had the gathering, we had Indianapolis,
Yeah.
and we had a catfish in the time period that we were.
Oh, we've had lots more than that, and I suppose we could go over all kinds of different shit, but, how far in ranging do we need to be?
Right. Bottom line is that the All Natural Podcast is back.
That's right, baby.
Cue music.
That's kind of great.
That's great.
What you got? I'm ready to go. I mean, not really, but...
What we were talking about, man, I watch those food challenges on the Food Network.
Like Iron Chef?
No, like where they go, like, they do these food challenges, and they go in there and they have to eat whatever their fucking challenge is. Like this one I caught was over in Maui, and it was like an 8-patty sandwich. But they were like, it was huge. It was stacked tall. But they're, how many ounces? Like 14-ounce patties?
That's got to be, probably
Huge.
about a pound. And,
Yeah.
No, not even a pound.
That's cool and all, but I mean, if I'm going to eat a burger, I want something I can keep all in one piece. You know what I'm saying? One thing that I can bite
Well,
all of.
I remember giant burgers from a couple of places that were...
I don't want something I
you
can
could
eat
hold
with a
them.
fork.
Eight
8 patties though. I mean,
it
that's a
depend
lot.
on the
That's gotta
size
be
and
like-
shape of the patties.
It's
I
gotta be
haven't seen
like
it.
10 inches high, probably.
I mean, if you say something funny. Okay.
All right, guys, hold on. I got to interrupt. I have to tell the people about our lone sponsor, McFartin's Tire Wax. McFartin's Old Fashioned Tire Wax.
Ah, McFartin's.
Inside, you will find that high-yield, low-penetration tire wax that gives your tires that dishpan look.
Which is important.
McFartin's Old-Fashioned Tire Wax is the kind of wax like Grandma used to make. And oh, that smell will take you back. So when your tires are missing that McFartin's luster, make sure you reach for McFartin's Old-Fashioned Tire Wax.
McFartin's.
Brought to you by McFartin's.
I personally use McFartin's tire wax. They send me a free crate. It's
Your
fun
tires
stuff.
don't lose that luster?
No, they luster up real good.
Oh, there you go.
And the smell will take you back. It took me back. I'd like to get back to some McFartin's tire wax right now, in fact. Do you have any?
Well, always keep a stock on it.
It's available at online retailers, I believe.
That's correct.
That was nicely said there, that little bit about McFartin's.
Thank you.
Did somebody write that down for you? Or?
Straight off the dome.
Oh, nice. Cool. I thought maybe, like McFartin sent you a letter. Hey.
Oh, no. Sponsors.
We are contractually obligated to give props to certain sponsors, and since we only have one. McFartin's.
The one.
I love them. I'd love them even if I didn't love them, because I'm required to, by law. You should be required to love by law to love McFartin's too.
That's McFartin's.
You wouldn't believe it. McFartin's.
Welcome back to the All Natural Podcast.
Hello.
So, eating competitions. All right.
Eating competitions. 5-pound burrito? Yeah, but those things would be interesting to do if you're ever on vacation. Why not give it a shot?
The challenge part, you mean?
Yeah, the challenges. Like, I wouldn't do the real hot shit, man. Fuck that.
No.
Oh, no.
I'm not trying to...
Every time something comes up, it's like, eat this incredibly spicy whatever the fuck. I'm like, yeah, but, I mean...
No, fuck that.
Then I'd have to deal with it for the next 12 hours.
You know? Fuck that. Fuck that.
I'm not that...
Maybe at my house...
I like spicy food. I just, like, you know... If it burns off the flavor to where you can't taste anything but burn, then it's ruining the rest of your food, you know?
Well, we got that place up the road. Has a 66-ounce burger.
Yes.
And box you and me and...
3 of your kids.
Yeah. All of us. We ate that thing all as one table.
Cut it up. Cut squares out of it. Eaten.
That thing was huge.
Massive.
There's no way. Although we may have to get Gunner to go up there.
Make Gunner try it.
We can record that.
That's Put it live.
That's content streaming or something.
I bet that's something the audience would like to see, as long as it was kind of, you know,
or at least edited. Hear about and get pictures. That'd be cool. Yeah.
I don't know if that's something people would want to sit through in real time.
Yeah, we'd have to record it, then edit it.
Unless he just took like 3 bites and then threw up or something. Which would be hilarious, but kind of expensive.
But you never know. We could possibly get him to do it. We've got him to eat those fucking peppers.
We should probably just come up with a list of things and hand it to him and be like, this is the possibilities. Pick one.
I'm calling him now, see if he's down.
I feel like he's down on it.
See if we can work this out to do. We're going to get his voicemail, watch. He's going to send us the voicemail.
He'd be a dick and not answer while we're recording.
Your call has been forwarded.
Ain't that about a bitch?
So y'all get to leave a message with us. Hey, you fuckface.
I was gonna say his phone number.
Face fucking fuck.
I guess we could have edited that.
Whatever.
Anyway. Way to go, Gunner.
Good job, Gunner.
Did you leave him a message or did you hang up?
I hung up. I was going to say his phone number.
So he doesn't even know he's a
fuckface.
fuckface. That's a pity.
Oh, he knows.
Yeah.
Well, he's gonna know after that.
There's going to be a penalty if he doesn't eat the whole thing.
Kick in the nuts.
I kick him in the nuts. Squat in the nuts.
Motherfucker.
So you heard it here first. 66-ounce burger in 66 minutes, or a kick in the nuts on the All Natural Podcast.
Yeah. We're putting our challenge on top of their challenge.
So it's a double challenge.
That's right.
We're not affiliated with them or anything either. We don't have anything to do with these people. So they're gonna have to get used to it too.
But that's coming soon.
Brought to you by McFarties.
Hey-o.
Hey, is that what you were doing?
No.
Oh.
Hello.
That is exactly
I
what
should have
came
said
to
it
mind
all
after
out.
I said it.
Hey,
After I said it, that's exactly where my mind went, though. So it's understandable.
Well,
But who would win in a fight against if it was RoboCop versus Predator? Who wins that fight?
RoboCop versus Predator.
Box. What do you got?
Predator.
Why? Why Predator?
Just because I figured you guys are going to pick RoboCop.
Well, we gotta figure
Well,
out.
I'm
where,
still kind of thinking about it. I'm like,
We
well,
gotta
let's
figure out
see.
where they're fighting.
RoboCop's
Are
heat
they-
signature is probably, you know, just a little smaller because, like, he's only like a head and a chest. So,
Are they in Detroit or are they in the jungle?
The Jungle of Detroit.
well, if he's in Detroit, he's got the whole police force to back him up, and you know,
Not allowed.
yeah. I think they ought to be on some roughly neutral ground, which is why predators are all in jungles to begin with. I think probably RoboCop could see through the camouflage vision, right? Like he's got other modes of other frequencies of spectrums of light he
You
can see
probably
into.
use the
so
same
he could probably defeat
infrared
that
or whatever
right?
that Predator's using. Heat signature.
You gotta figure he could take a shot or two from the shoulder cannon and still keep going. Being a big cyborg who's all made of like titanium and shit. He'd probably take a lot of shots from that thing and keep going, really. I mean,
I was gonna go Predator, but no, I'm thinking maybe RoboCop.
well, also there is RoboCop is slow.
Yeah.
RoboCop is way slow compared to a Predator. Predator be leaping through trees and shit.
Yes.
So
Yeah, I think
you
if
can
they're,
just kind
I
of
think
dance
if they're,
around him.
if they're
You know,
in the,
RoboCop's got that perfect robotic aim too, but you know.
I think if they're in the jungle, RoboCop's gonna get stuck in the mud and shit.
Right,
Where
yeah.
Predator would
Yeah,
be
the
up
first
on
time he
trees.
takes a step, he's gonna be like, oh shit, I can't move.
I am RoboCop.
But he could still, like, you know, spin around and, you know, and just keep firing off all these shots at the Predator. You know, but that's how the Predator operates, though. He wants you to sit still and just shoot shot rounds all in all directions.
But if they're in Detroit,
Well, if they're
or
in
if they're
Detroit,
if they're in
then
if they're in the city, rather.
reasonably
Any
you'd
city,
have to assume that any city police force is going to immediately take RoboCop's side. And they're
No
gonna
other
call in the
cops
National
though,
Guard.
like no cops.
So,
No
like
cops,
what?
it's
They're
just
on
those
strike and they actually give a shit this time?
two. It's like post-apocalyptic, and there's nobody else there.
Yeah. Oh, it's just
those two.
a city environment. Not even any innocent bystanders?
Maybe yeah. Maybe
That'll
some
divide
others.
RoboCop's attention. He's got to protect the innocent, you know.
Well, I don't know.
I don't
think,
know either. I'm having a hard time. I'm leaning
I think
toward
it goes
Predator.
back in RoboCop's favor if they're in an urban environment.
I don't think so. I think it's about the same, really. If nobody else is there, it's about the same.
Again, we're talking jungle mud.
Otherwise, everybody's going to
sticks
say
and all that. I think his
outside.
mobility is definitely hindered in the jungle.
He's still not that fast, though. Does he have his car?
Here's a four-wheel drive truck.
If he's got his car in the city, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Well, at least he can, like, you know, follow him around as the Predator's jumping from rooftop to rooftop. Kind of keep up. Because RoboCop ain't doing that.
No.
RoboCop will not be hanging off the side of any building.
No.
I think I'm leaning toward Predator, but it'd be a pretty good fight because it'd take a long time to wear RoboCop down. It would take like again, RoboCop is just a head and a piece of spine and some organs, right?
But I mean,
And
if
Predator
he
is known for just walking up to motherfuckers and grabbing the fucking spine and their skull right out of them somehow.
But if Predator got up close, and
Yeah.
got into some hand-to-hand shit, it would be over real quick, I think. And the Predator would be on top.
I don't know. RoboCop's grip is 400 foot-pound. I mean, that's pretty bad.
That's if he got his hands on him.
All he's got to do is just sort of like, he doesn't have to do anything. Predator's, what's he going to do? Punch him in his armor?
No, he's
He's
gonna
gotta-
have his
he's gonna
blades.
have to
he's gonna
stab him
stick
right in the
his
face. Oh, it'd be fresh because RoboCop's got a blade in his hand, so, you know.
Yeah,
You'd have
They
to
stick each other both
blade
at the
on the
same
hand
time.
thing going back and forth. It'll be, yeah, real epic. That's how it'll finally end, is this, like, slow motion knife fight between a guy in a big rubbery suit and a guy in a big metally suit. It'll be the shit, folks. Trust me. We'll undercrank it. Or overcrank it, sorry.
Well, you heard it here first.
RoboCop versus Predator. We still don't know who would win.
And you're welcome for all of that.
I know that was illuminating, but...
Yeah. When we come back, the true secret to making perfect Eggs Benedict
Eggs
on the All
Benedict.
Natural Podcast.
Not bad, not bad. What is Eggs Benedict?
Eggs Benedict is the shit, yo. It's like a... Hello.
Hey,
What's up, man?
how much? You called looking for me?
Well, I wanted to see if you were down to, at some point, head out to the Cooking From Scratch and take the Route 66 66-ounce burger challenge.
The what?
The 66-ounce burger challenge. It's a big-ass burger,
God.
and you have an hour and 6 minutes to try and finish the entire thing. And then you get it for free, you get your name on the board, you get a t-shirt, and you get content for the podcast.
It sounds brutal.
You can do it, Gunner.
I don't know about
Hi,
brutal.
Scotty.
Hi, buddy.
I'll have to check the coming week. I got a lot of shit going on.
Well, you'd have to train for it. You'd have to get your gut ready.
Yeah, I figured. It's not something I could just wander in there and swallow down.
Yeah, a giant goddamn burger is what it is.
Yeah, I'd say 66 ounces is pretty significant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
that sounds interesting.
all right.
So you're in?
Yeah, I think I'll do it.
Right on, man. All right, well, we'll set that up with you. Start training.
All right, man.
Start eating, like
Sounds good.
gouging yourself.
Spent like a lot.
Yeah,
I'll do some
Here,
research on what
gorging
people do this all the time.
is
too.
what I meant. Right on, dude.
All right, man.
Later.
Later.
There you have it.
Or do you?
Gunner's in.
There he has it.
Be shitting bricks
He's gonna order one for him to do, and then we'll order one for us to sit at the table and eat
for
while
us to
he's doing,
split.
while he's doing
Oh,
it.
okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna end up having to pay for two of them.
So that's like 80.
Oh, a bunch of money. He's paying
It's
for it
expenditure,
anyway.
yeah. We're going to ditch him there. It's not like he's going to be able to catch us while we run to the car. Later.
Oh, I'm so full I can't move. That's my cue.
Yeah.
Then I went to mountain bikes.
There's fucking.
Like basically, what I had was a mountain bike that was made for the city, so I always refer to it.
I
as
had a
the city
BMX
bike.
style. Then it was like turquoise.
With the pegs on it?
Oh, mine was kind of like
Turquoise. It had
turquoisey
pegs-
or
it had
light
pegs
blue
on
or
the
whatever.
back,
It was
but
real
it had
blue.
white seat and a white handles.
I did no customations to my bike. I had no pegs or nothing. I'd like somebody give me a horn and be like, "Put this on your bike." I'd put it on the bike and look at it for 2 seconds, be like, "Fuck that," you know, or a bell or a pedometer or that stupid light. You know what I'm talking about? The reflector light thingy
Yeah.
where it was like it was supposed to light up as you pedaled, but it didn't really work worth a shit.
I added a.
Every time I tried to do something cool to improve my bike, you know, I put pegs on it for like an hour. And then I was just like taking.
I added
the fuck
a
off,
wrestler
getting back.
to the back tire and would ride real fast and then lock the brakes up and slide and then put like skid marks on the fucking wrestlers' foreheads for like scars. Then I go back to playing like in the wrestling ring. You remember those old school wrestlers? They were, I don't know, probably 16 inches tall, but they were like real tough rubber. And they were
the Wrestle Buddies.
yeah, like they weren't like super big, but it was like Hogan and Piper and all them, and I had them, and I stick them on the back tire, like wedge them in there with their head by the tire, take off riding real fast. You know, you used to be able to slam your wheel, your pedals back. You can skid, and I'd skid, and I'd put like rashes like through their heads and act like they were scars. Go back and paint them red with the marker.
How many of those did you have?
Man, I had
Did
a
you have the
dozen
set?
of them. I had a
Oh,
dozen
nice.
of them, man.
That's yeah.
And but I remember one time.
Did you? I gotta ask. Did you wrestle with them?
Yes.
Yeah.
They were like they weren't like ginormous, like 16 inches
No,
tall.
they weren't anywhere near, like the commercials would make it look like you were supposed to be able to really wrestle
those
with them
were-
or something.
those
But they were
were
using
a-
these tiny little kids.
No, those were like stuffed, like they had.
Oh
like,
wait,
cotton
so
in
you're
them.
talking about some different
Yeah,
shit.
these were like
no,
it was like a hard.
I was talking
rubber.
about Wrestle
rubber
Buddies.
shits.
Yeah, they were like that
No,
real
he's
hard
talking-
rubber.
Oh, I know what you mean.
They're
I know what you mean.
almost like
They're like big.
they're almost like
about
Lance
Barbie doll
Armstrong.
Yes, yeah, like Lance Armstrong, yeah.
Stretch Armstrong.
Right, yeah.
Like stretch, but like and
a little
like they're
bit
in their
bigger than
poses. Like
Lance
Hogan was set up, like and normally, flexing.
Good old
Lance
Lance Armstrong.
That's funny.
All right.
But man, I remember one time. Everybody knows about old school 10 speeds from the early 90s.
Oh yeah.
Those things were tiny. The wheels were like a half an inch wide.
Like those would be the same 10 speeds from the early 60s, the early
Yes.
40s. They
Yes.
didn't change the design until like the late 90s.
Yes, my dumb ass decided we were going to build, me and my buddies, we were going to build a ramp. And we took a piece of plywood and some blocks and stacked it on top of each other to make a ramp, like a homemade ramp on a gravel road. And was like, hey, we're going to jump this. So my genius ass is the only one there with the 10 speed. And I take off like, thinking I was, I don't know, Batman in the Batmobile just flying. And I hit this ramp, and when I landed, but I landed on my face and on my side because 10 speeds don't jump ramps.
No. They don't do anything except drive on extremely smooth ground.
Yes. So note to
Because
self,
the tires are so stupid. They're like the size of a Tonka truck's tires.
yes, they were horrible. It was horrible.
I don't know what they were thinking.
But that's just like a funny story. Don't be a dumbass and jump with a 10 speed. Get yourself a BMX or a Duffy. If anybody remembers those things. They're generic Huffies.
Yeah, that's what I had. I had definitely.
Man, but some of these bikes these days, man, the tires on the back of them are humongous. They're like the size of a motorcycle's front tire.
Oh yeah.
You can get them in all new sizes now. Yeah.
I don't remember why that's supposed to be great. But
Well, it's for bigger people. I'd almost get a bike
that what it
just
is?
for that. Yeah.
Oh,
All right, so I'll tell this
sense.
story real quick.
what do you got? Bikes?
When I was third grade, something like that, I was out riding with my buddy. His name was Chris, and I went to school with him. And in my town where I grew up, there was a shortcut through the woods that led from like the main street came down to this dead end, and there was this or off the main street there was a dead end street, and they went straight into the woods, and there's a little trail that you could walk or ride up that we'd use as a shortcut to get to school.
Kind of the back way to school
Right.
or whatever. Right.
And I don't remember anything else about this day except this particular moment when I was standing in the woods portion at the end of this dead end, and he was up the road about 50, 60 feet, and he came riding in. He came in hot on his mountain bike, and I don't remember what he was trying to do. I don't remember if there was a jump there or whatever, but he hit this fucking log and flipped head first over his bike and smacked his forehead on a big ass log that was just laying there. And he came up laughing, but he also came up spewing blood out the top of his head.
Oh, shit.
And as soon as he saw he was bleeding all over the place, he freaked the fuck out. And I had to run to the neighbor's house, banging on the door. Help, help, my buddy just busted his face open. And he had to go to the hospital and all kinds of shit. He was fine, but yeah, that's all I remember. When you talk about jumping mountain bikes and shit, that's what I picture. I picture this dude flipping over his bike and busting his face open.
I picture
It was good times.
I took a nasty spill in Ravenwood, actually, coming out of Ravenwood in Waynesville. Because I missed the bus that day, and for some stupid reason I decided I got on my bike and rode to school. Even though I probably should have just stayed home, and I doubt anybody would have cared. As I'm rolling down, you know that first road leading up the hill on... Anyway, whatever.
Sunset.
There's this sort of... Yeah, is it Sunset? Sunset. There's this little windy road that's going up the hill, and I'm coming down the hill, and here comes this car who's driving in the wrong lane for some reason. And I had nowhere to go, so I had to basically fly into a ditch at top speed, and I ended up... First I got tangled into the bike, so there was that. I also kind of slammed into the ditch at full speed, like against my hand. I thought I was gonna get up with like 2 broken legs because like one of my legs was entirely tangled up in this bike. I had to like work my way out of it. And as I was doing that, I realized that my fucking left hand didn't work and I had broken it. And that sucked. Had to walk back up to the house. My dad was working ER night shift that time and just got off of work and saw me walking up the hill. Splinted my arm with a magazine. Went and got it casted up. Bike was fine, however.
Bike was fine.
No damage.
Fucking Duffies.
You know? No, this is my second bike that I had. I was in high school when that happened. I was like much too big for that Duffy.
Oh.
Then. There was no way I could ride a Duffy today. Or a Huffy or a BMX. If any of those even still exist.
I remember my bike was dope. That's all I know. It wasn't a 10-speed, but it was dope.
No,
Mine were
my
cool.
city
I got
bike
those
was
mountain
dope
bikes
because it
and,
had
like-
the Shimano shifting system.
Yeah.
That was the shit.
I used to ride bikes all over the place, man.
Me too.
All over.
Until
that-
16 came along. Yeah, driving every fucking where.
Yes.
Until, well, I think
I know that.
yeah. I kind of still wish I had a bike sometimes.
I'd ride one.
I would
wouldn't.
if I had somewhere to ride it.
I got
Like I
nowhere
can't
to go.
even leave I live on a state highway. So
You
the
got
moment I leave
lots
my
of
yard,
places to go.
Where am I fucking going?
Down by the river.
Down by the river.
yeah, you can go down by the river.
On my bicycle.
Yeah, with the
Wait a
neighbor.
minute.
I could go- I could
You've
ride-
got bike. You
ride
have an
down to
actual
the food
biking
store.
community
I
in
do
your
have a
neighborhood.
biking
I mean,
community.
like there's people biking around all the time.
Yeah, I don't want to be associated.
Actually,
with
come to think of it, my neighbors regularly bike everywhere, even though we live on a state highway.
That's where I seen him.
Oh yeah, that's riding up and down the highway,
Yes. Yes.
hoping not to get squished.
Yes, I reckon, man.
Yep.
Riding bikes, man. They got some weird shit for bikes now. They got little flashing lights and all that LED lights they put on there.
I know, right? Like now you don't need a fucking little generator thingy to
But
get
you
your
have
headlight
to-
to work. You can just get this like LED light that's the size of a quarter and put that on the front of your bike, and it lights everything up like it's daytime.
And the only thing is you got to wear helmets nowadays because they say your head's fragile.
Yeah, but nobody ever does. I've never seen anybody get in trouble for that. I've never seen anybody get in trouble for that or for pads for skateboarding. I have seen guys just flat, kids get told flat out no skateboarding or I'll write you a ticket or shit like that. Like they didn't give a fuck about the helmets. They were just like, you're skaters, get out of my town.
Do you guys remember the old school skateboards, the little skinny ones? Not the wider ones, but
The banana ones?
the
The
banana looking
banana
ones.
Yeah.
So you guys out there on post, you guys know the road out there and everything. You know how some of those hills go down where Barkley is over there by the very first swimming pool when you come on.
Right, in the housing areas.
Yes.
Are, where
I
they
got
put
on
the
one of
hills.
those little bastards and sat down on it and went down one of them hills one day. Don't know how I
Doing
went.
luge on a skateboard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was freaky.
Where I grew up, it was sledding down the steepest hills.
Sledding down them.
That too.
Yeah.
I
We
remember
sled-
many a time when I lived in, again, Ravenwood, where it ice over the road and nobody could go anywhere. And since it was iced over, we had nothing better to do than get a piece of cardboard and slide it about a quarter mile down that hill.
You get some down that hill coming down from that water tower.
Mm-hmm.
If you could make that right, instead of going straight, if you could ever manage to like make that right in a bank and then come back around, I mean, you could ride that thing if you could build up them sides and get the right amount of speed.
On LaSalle?
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah. I've gone from the very, very top, like the yard of the house that's up in the top, all the way to the yard of the houses at the very bottom in one run. You have to be careful when you... Eventually, you're going to fucking have to bail out, right? And when you bail out, there's nowhere to go because the whole road's iced over. So you got to make sure you're not anywhere near the curb or you're probably going to hit it. Because, like, you get off the board and you just kind of lay flat and you're like, shit, I'm still moving pretty fast here. This is not good.
But then you got to make that truck back up.
Yeah, that was the
That's the
sucky
bad part.
It's like take you 15 minutes to get back up there.
That's the bad part about going downhill. You got to go back up it if you want to do it again.
Yeah, that was always the best sledding hill for me. Strangely, in my whole life, I've been a
High
up
school
and down
football
a few,
field.
but the iced over road instead of a fucking grassy hill full of snow, like
The high school
where I was
football.
at-
that was so much more fun.
Where I was at, it was called Mulligan's Hollow. There was a steep hill that you drove up, and that was at the top of the hill, and there was like a huge hill, But if you were boss, like you could go straight down the hill, from like roadside, it's up here, and it goes down into like a wooded area, but way down it was a great hill. But if you were the shit, you'd start up here where it was way fucking higher, but it was around the corner, so it was a mandatory immediate bank to the right. So you had to lay your hand down, and you had to grab the side of your sled and lift it up, so that you were immediately banking to the right.
Okay, so what happens if you failed your bank?
Well,
you go flying off a cliff or something?
No, you pit her off. You pit her off into nothing, and it wasn't worth your time.
In order to get to the hill.
In order to get to the hill, you got at a good speed, but if you didn't hit it, you weren't hitting any of the jumps that were constructed down there.
This is one of those like neighborhood hills that every year everybody knows about.
Every fucking year, you'd have.
That's how when I lived here, when I lived on JC Street, that's how it was. The ravine behind everybody's house.
Yeah, there'd be 50 kids up there easy.
Yeah, there'd be so many kids up in people's yards.
It was the dedicated sledding hill where I grew up, which was in a sand dune community. So when it snowed, really fucking good.
Yeah,
we had a lot of good hills.
Does sand make the snow slicker or anything?
No, it's just hills.
Does it add?
It all just gets covered with snow and
no change to the friction coefficient or whatever.
Nah, it's just big hills all over the place.
And now I want to go sledding. I don't even like wintertime anymore, and I feel like sledding. Not skiing or snowboarding or anything, mind you, people.
I layer, and that's how I deal with it. I'd rather it be hot than cold, but I can deal with the cold.
Are we taking the hill across from your in-laws' house? Coming down and flying to their house? Across the fucking highway?
We have to have people out in the street.
Yeah.
Timing it?
Mm-hmm. You'd have to have... That's a highway too, I mean. You'd have to have people like 250 yards up the road each direction waving flags or something.
No, man. The main road through town there, that's 25 miles an hour.
Wait, what?
Across the street.
Oh, wait, you said... I'm sorry.
Across the street up there.
His in-laws.
For some reason, not my parents. Like folks.
Fuck no, we're not going to 17.
Highway 17.
No way.
Right.
That's way too dangerous. No, we're talking about.
Okay, well, even then,
small town where I'm living now.
Let's see. Would you do it in the street or what?
You cross the street. You come down the hill.
Across the street,
you got to cross the street and then go to the driveway over there.
And it would come right down into their dead end if you pick up enough speed.
So how long do you figure that is?
I don't know.
You'd have to just
250 yards, probably.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
You have to get some speed going.
Just in case you build some embankments at the very end. Some big piles of soft snow for everybody to die in.
Yeah, snow's probably a better idea than sandbags.
Yeah. It's the middle of winter, but we're out filling sandbags for this bitch.
Boom. And they're cold and stiff, and you just... Boom.
Seriously, no. If you got sandbags, then you go about 2/3 of the way down, and you put down a bunch of sandbags and cover that over with snow, and you've got some serious ski jump shit going.
That ain't no doubt.
Do that in your little round disc sled thing.
I'm all about the...
I actually, audience, recommend that you do not do that shit, because I've seen people fuck themselves up on stupid ski ramps that they built themselves.
I'm all about those tubes.
Inner tubes?
Yes.
Just
big
sledding down
big round inner tube.
You can bounce off them shits, man.
Yeah. That's the thing about it.
Yeah.
But you can
that's
get
the great part,
flying.
see?
Yeah,
you go flying through the air, and when you hit that rocky outcropping at 30 miles an hour, it's like, whoa, that was really hard. Damn. Hell yeah.
No, that's bad, man.
Oh, wait, you're right.
Yeah, you can either fucking lay on top of it or sit down in it.
I'm gonna fly off that.
Them shits are cool though. I mean, it's kind of comfortable. It's like you get to sled in comfort. No, sleds are notoriously uncomfortable, right? You know.
I don't know about that.
You remember
what's a comfortable sled?
Remember the old school toboggans?
I'm saying a toboggan.
You know what I'm saying?
You got to kneel down on a plank of wood, you know, and hold a piece of metal on either side in an awkward position. And there's no steering, so
no, the front part, the brown thing moved back and forth. Remember?
Right? They wanted to front like it was steering, sure, yeah, but no, you're not steering that thing. It doesn't do anything.
No, we had metal. It was metal on them bitches going down.
Toboggans.
I
thought one of the best ones I ever had was this big thick sheet of plastic with a handle on one end. Like my mom bought for like $1.
The best thing I ever had was a car hood.
And really a piece of cardboard. A car hood. That's good.
You know,
Oh, wow. You
sit
get
on
like
the car.
3 people on that bitch.
Yeah. Out in the
Hell
middle of
yeah.
the field.
You need to wax that shit like Christmas Vacation.
Oh, yeah,
Lord.
with the super...
Clark
yeah,
Griswold.
the ultra...
Get some Crisco or something
Teflon
on there
shit.
and just shine it up.
Sparking all the way down.
car hood. What kind of car was it?
I don't know. Somebody already
Just
had it down
some
on the
car?
ground. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess it had enough... It was streamlined enough to do the job, huh?
Yeah, somewhat. I mean, if you get buried, you're fucked.
I think did it catch on shit or whatever?
I caught one time.
Yeah.
Shot somebody off
You
there.
have to put like some ropes on it. And
Yeah,
so
you
can
kind of
pull corners.
Yeah.
Car hood. All right, so we've got it figured out then. We know the hill we're using and we know the medium we are going down.
Fucking All Natural Podcast will be broadcasting live.
At the car hood, sled down at the giant hill
at the
into
sled
the
down.
embankment that we're going
At
to build
the
out of
sled
sandbags.
down.
When we send Gunner on our ultra wax
Oh,
fucking
okay. I was skeptical that this was actually going to go down until you said that because I really didn't feel like anybody was
We're
going
gonna
to be
wax
hot
this
to
bitch- yeah,
try
no, we're
this
gonna
thing
wax this
out.
bitch
But
down.
No, dude, I'm totally
Straight down the
going
street.
down
Yeah.
this thing.
Fuck yeah.
we're
I'm
gonna
totally-
No, I'm down.
I'm totally.
I'm
If
down.
this ain't just a Gunner thing. I'm down.
Yeah,
I
I'll
am
probably-
down.
I'll
I am
probably
down.
do it, too.
If there is enough snow and we can get enough and we can slide enough.
Gunner goes
But
first.
seriously, yeah.
I'm not talking. They've already plowed the road and I'm
We
sliding.
waxed the hood.
No
we
way.
waxed Gunner. We waxed the hill just to make sure.
We'll put him in get some big trash bags
Yeah.
and tie him on, and then just fucking lather those things up and just slide him down.
Oh my god.
That'll be how we started off.
just Gunner in a trash.
Go.
You know,
We'll get one of those big ass giant slingshot things.
It'll be right after he eats that giant burger all by himself. And we'll throw him in a trash bag and throw him down the hill. That sounds like
He's
a
all
great
bloated
idea.
from gigantic burger and
There you
shit,
go.
and we're like, I hope you don't get
I'm
motion
totally.
sickness,
Yeah,
but-
I'm totally. If we can manage to pull this off to be able to slide down this hill and get across that street,
be the
I
shit.
am
Car
down.
hood.
Let's
So
do
we
it.
got to find a car hood.
I know. You just get your own
man.
inner tube. I'm not doing that in a
let's
car
do
hood.
this.
We got to do it on a car hood. That was good.
Well, we can get you. We can take a car hood to her grandparents'
Again, we'll
property
find like a nice
and pull you
streamlined
around.
looking car and borrow their hood. They won't miss it.
It's gotta be
It'll be
sleek.
back in like an hour.
You gotta be sleek.
I would take like an 03
It's gotta be
Chevy.
sleeker than my Chevy.
I take an 03 Chevy because it's kind of rounded at the front.
Yeah. If I get one of the old tech bubbles, you know, a Taurus.
Yeah,
All right. Well, you heard it here first.
right here on the All Natural Podcast.
We are going to be doing this. This will be a real thing.
as long as it can
There
happen.
will be a trapeze.
Oh,
yeah,
There will
yeah.
be.
There will be flaming balls of fire.
We will
There
have.
will be fanfare.
We will have fire.
Santa Claus might even be
Santa
there,
Claus
folks.
will be there. I promise you.
All right then.
We'll probably even be giving out free money. So stay
With some
tuned,
hot
and we'll
cocoa.
tell you where to go and when to do it.
Right here on the All Natural Podcast. The plane!
Look up there. Look up there. Look up there.
All I'm willing to speak to is that the record button just got pushed.
Well, I mean, that's the first step.
It is.
That's where it all begins. That's where it
The
starts.
first step is admitting that you have a record button.
And admitting that you were powerless against it.
Right. How does that go?
Something like
It's like I
that.
can't remember. Some of those are really funny. But yeah, that one in particular. You must admit that you are powerless, or you can't be part of our club.
So,
So cheers, everybody.
that's right. I'll drink to
Have
that.
yeah.
I'll drink to that.
Let's toast to the.
Here's to Record Button Anonymous.
Yeah. Should we tell them that only one of us has an alcoholic beverage?
Well, only one of us has a record button, too.
That's a good point.
That is flowless. That is flowless.
Without flow.
Not flawless.
Flowless.
The opposite.
Yeah,
is
definitely not
flawless.
flawless.
So, if you had to pick your favorite organ,
Organ?
internal,
Organ.
I like
internal organ,
internal organ.
your favorite bodily organ, internal.
I don't know.
Like, I mean, liver's good, right?
I'd go with
Kidneys.
Liver's a
the
good
kidneys
one.
are pretty good.
I'd say ovaries.
Ovaries.
I'd say
You don't have ovaries.
not necessarily my ovaries.
So what you're saying then is that you prefer ovaries to every organ that you actually
I
have.
prefer your mother's ovaries to anything that I have.
Wow. Even my mother's ovaries
Oh,
are superior to
He went-
all of your organs.
He went deep there.
Very
I'm
deep.
like, well, I mean, you know, he might just have a very serious appreciation of the ovary.
Or for your mom's
It's-
ovaries.
I'd say it's an underrated.
Underrated. A lot of people would say it's overrated. A lot of single daddies out there would say it's overrated, or deadbeat dads especially. Okay, so
right.
ovaries. Like, what is it about the ovary? Is it just a ovary?
I'd just say it's
You have to
part
take
of
them both
the-
together, right?
You can't just have one.
Yeah. Well, you
You
could,
can't just
but
focus all your attention on-
You don't want to neglect
On
the
just
other.
one of the ovaries. You gotta focus on both of them.
It's like, is the left or the right ovary tend to be the superior ovary? There's a question.
Depends on whether you're left-handed or right-handed, I imagine. Which is also determined on whether or not you're
That's
left-brained or right-brained. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and change my answer to the brain. The brain's probably...
Well, see, the brain was the answer I was going to go
Best
with, but
thing.
then you took the ovaries, and I was like, well, that's a lot more interesting of a choice.
Really, the brain's where it's at. Okay, so here's where I'd like to lead the discussion to.
Okay,
Speaking of the brain, that's where your consciousness is, yeah?
as far as we know.
I mean, that's...
as far as I can tell, yes.
All of you,
It seems to be.
all of pretty much who you are is all located in your brain. So here's what I'm saying. The age-old question of trying to live forever. You know what I mean? Can you do a full-on brain transplant? Or can you upload your consciousness into a hard drive or something? Or an AI?
A brain
you know what I'm saying?
transplant would
Something
be
that was
extra super
previously-
hella complicated because it would mean
look,
you'd have to match every little connection of nerves up right to exactly the
I
right
heard
nerve.
somebody did that,
But-
though, didn't they?
Well, sort of.
somebody
Not
do that?
in the way that you're really talking about, though.
Not
but
in a live
I'd say
person,
even that is way less complicated than trying to translate a brain into computerese, into ones and zeros that can then be transferred electronically. Like, I mean, that's just way beyond computer-wise. I'd say it's more likely that you'd be able to just do a full brain transplant and put your brain into somebody else's dead body.
Well, that's what I need.
You know what I mean?
I need like a...
Like that, I think we would be able
I
to
need
do
like
that
a
a lot sooner than we'd ever be
stud
able to
put my brain
do
into.
that.
20, you wouldn't want to go back to high school?
Every 40 years. You know what I'm saying?
I always like the idea of whatever
20-year-old,
story it
fully
was,
grown,
that one,
young adult male.
that one
who's never
science
smoked
fiction
a day in his
story?
life. Huh?
The science fiction story about how, like, in the future, rich people will clone themselves every 20 years. Mm-hmm. And they will just, and this clone will just grow, basically, like in a coma, basically, sitting in a little slot somewhere.
That's what I'm talking
with
about.
With his 20-year-old clone next to it and his 40-year-old clone next to it, and you know what I mean? And then, yeah, kind of like you're saying, every 20 years or so, or whenever they feel like it, basically. I think in the story, it's just whenever they need an organ. Like they have
So there's that too.
this
just
leftover
having
body that's
organ
like, well,
farms.
you
could have brainless
replace my heart.
clones.
But why not just put your body into the 20-year-old, or put your brain
That's
only
what
into
I'm
the
talking about.
20-year-old,
Just
and
put the brain
let's
in there.
rock.
And then I wake up and I'm fucking 20 years old and I'm fit as a fiddle, completely healthy. That's what I'm talking about. Do that every 20 years.
I'd love to be 20 years old with all the knowledge that I have now.
That's what. Fuck yeah. Yes.
I'd love to be 2 years younger with the knowledge that I have now. I mean, that would be enough. At least I'd make a killing every Super Bowl.
It's not enough. Yes.
Make a lot of money on boxing matches, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. So, I mean, well, how hard would it be? I'd say in the future you could be able to download or upload yourself into like an AI program or something that was previously an AI program.
Okay, but
And then you get there and it's just an I program. And it's me.
I don't think that would really be you, though. I mean, that would be the computer's little simulation of you, and you wouldn't be in it.
It depends. If the
Everybody else would take it
consciousness-
as you, though.
This is what I'm talking
So-
about. A way to put the consciousness in there. The consciousness has to be there. And if the consciousness is there, then it is me. You know what I'm saying? Because then, if I'm aware, like I'm aware that I'm now in a computer program, and everything's different, and whatever the case is, you see me on a little screen. You know what I mean? That would be fake. You know what I mean? A little CG.
Well, I mean, if
CG
the consciousness is real, what does it
image.
matter how you show yourself? You could show yourself as a
Well, this is what I'm
image
saying.
on a screen,
Instead of-
or you could
I'm saying
download
that
yourself
instead-
into a
in the
little
future,
computerized
what I'm saying
statue
is,
that just looks at you.
in the future, we can have, instead of a cemetery, we would have a big server, a big server unit, server complex with screens on it, and you can punch up your loved ones, and their consciousness is still in there. I don't know what's
yeah.
happening while I'm in there. It'd just be like being asleep.
Didn't they do that on Futurama?
Unless somebody...
They did it on Futurama.
no,
it's like,
they had it
oh
where
no,
they were-
that
they
was
were
when you're
actually-
about to die.
They were actually
Right.
in there, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, the idea is you die, and then they download
And then,
you into
yeah, so you're-
computer heaven.
After I die,
And-
you could go up there and you could punch up my ID number, doot, 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 and then I would spring to quote unquote life. You know what I'm saying? I would show up as a CG picture bust on a flat screen.
But it
and
would
then I
actually be
awake
your
for that time.
consciousness,
But
and
I would
not
actually,
a
yes,
computer's
I'd be able to see
program
Boom.
that just came up in max headroom.
That's right. Scruffy.
Hello there.
Scruffy in the box. just
I'm glad
came
to see you,
me.
lost loved one or friend.
No, it wouldn't be like that. It'd be like, boom,
Right.
I recognize you. I can see you, quote unquote, because
They
I've
did
got
that on
like a little
Dark Star.
camera with facial recognition software.
So you're talking about being able to go and see dead people.
And then after you leave, I go to sleep, so to say. I just kind of blink
What
back
good is
off.
that?
I blink back off.
Wouldn't you rather just stay on and do whatever you wanted in the digital heaven?
Well, I'm just saying this would be that's a cool substitute for we buried them and we forgot about them, or not forgot about them necessarily, but can't communicate anymore.
Yeah.
But boom, we can be like, hey, I can still be a part of my kids' lives. I can hear what's happening. I can see their children, and I can whatever. They can ask me questions about what happened in my time. Let me tell you about the fucking 90s.
Homicide
You know what I mean?
detectives become obsolete overnight.
Exactly.
Okay, we've got her downloaded. Let's
yeah.
ask what happened to her.
Boom. There you go.
Oh, fuck, I'm fucking dead and downloaded? That son of a bitch.
I'm gonna
Let me tell you all
exactly
about
what
it.
happened. Where do you fall on that, Box?
Yeah, let's have a digital thing. Let's go back and see
I mean,
each
is that
other.
something you would sign up for?
To have my brain transplanted into a computer.
Yes.
More or less.
Immediately after death.
But
Uploaded.
apparently they turn you off whenever your friends and family aren't there.
I'd like to be in digital heaven
That's what I'm saying.
afterwards.
I want-
After I'm done.
Well,
They
like,
come
okay,
up.
I mean, sure.
From my point of view, I
there
get
could
this
be
little
something else
message that
going
says
on.
beep, beep, beep. Somebody's trying to talk to you, and I just zip at the speed of light over to them and go, hey, how's it going? It's been a while. I haven't seen you. What's up with the kids?
Yeah. in
Right
the
on. I'm
meantime-
going back to
all
digital
right,
heaven now. Have fun.
Bet. Bet. So, yeah, in the meantime, there's...
So would this only be for the future people? Because everybody else is already dead. Their brain's already.
Well, yeah, there'd be
Yeah.
nothing we could do for anybody who
who had
wasn't
died
there for
previously before this technology was available.
it. Or who didn't sign up.
Or who, didn't pay the fucking premium and...
You know the cryogenic tube thing that they have? Like, where, like, they actually have companies where you can just go pay to, instead of being buried, they freeze you and stick you in this fucking big frozen tube and leave you there,
Yeah.
hoping that someday you will be cured or brought back to life or whatever. That shit ain't gonna work. If they ever try to bring one of those people out of there, it's gonna be a disaster. Because they have no possible way of doing it. They don't even have a theoretical way of doing it. All they know how to do is bring them out, let them warm up, and turn into jelly. That's the only thing they know how to do. That's the only thing that anybody anywhere has even postulated as possible. That's not really a good investment. Leave that money to your favorite charity. Because it's like, $500,000 or something to be stored in this thing.
Well, if nothing else, you're preserved for, like, a museum.
That was one thing I was thinking. I was
something.
like, well, we know we could freeze dry them. Can't bring them back, but we can keep from fucking them up. I mean, granted, they're just going to be freeze dried in the position of being wrapped in a bag and stuck in a tube.
What if you plan ahead and just get freeze-dried?
There are people who've done that, like for real, had themselves freeze dried. In particular, there was one who there was this guy. I saw his pictures and shit. He had himself freeze dried for his funeral. Like it was in his will that when he died, he was supposed to be posed in a chair and freeze dried like that. And then at his funeral, he's like in a chair, just sort of kind of casually sitting there, you know, his legs folded or something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but yeah. And then everybody just, you know, walks by. It's like a visitation at any other funeral, except he's in a chair, looking like he's taking a nap. Freeze-dried.
How much is that,
Now,
do you think? Super
This
expensive?
same guy, they did not take him home and put him in the corner or whatever, you know what I mean?
How long does it last
They-
when
they
you're freeze dried?
They fucking cremated him. And they knew going in that in order to cremate him in the size of the cremator they had, that they were going to have to chop his arms and legs off because they wouldn't fit. And he agreed to this. But I'm
How long
like,
do you
man,
stay
why
freeze
not?
dried?
I don't know. But I'll bet you it's long enough to apply some other long-term preservation technique.
Man, because
yeah.
I'd want to come back
So,
and
yeah.
put me in the corner in a chair.
Fuck
like
yeah.
I'm taking a nap. Just
That's what
leave
I'm
me
talking
there.
about.
I would like to be bronzed. I would like to be completely bronzed. You know what I mean? Or plated with some other metal, so that even if I rot inside, there's still going to be like this metal statue of me left behind. And then hang me up in the corner of the wall.
Yeah.
Like that
Fucking
dude that
leave me
Hannibal
in the
Lecter
living
killed
room.
I'd like to be,
Silence of the
I'd
Lambs.
like to be freeze dried or whatever.
I'd like to be perched up on the side of a
Taxidermy.
building like fucking Spider-Man or something,
Taxidermed,
pointing down at the people below.
maybe with a game controller in my hand or something. Just
Yeah.
point me towards the TV. Huh?
Yeah. No way. I mean, I want to be free. Oh yeah, freeze dry me.
Yeah.
Freeze dried?
Yeah, man. I'd have at my funeral, have my arms out like this. Everybody just come and give me a hug.
Oh, nice. That'd be fucking sweet. Everybody gets pictures and shit. right, yeah. I mean,
Posing.
Like,
with-
not that you can see the
Like,
cool poses that
they'd
we're
have-
doing here, but
You'd have
yeah.
to put sunglasses on me
Yeah,
because
probably.
it'd be kind of fucking
It'd
weird.
be better with sunglasses, yeah.
You know, but let everybody come up there and you know,
Fucking
how
fresh.
fucking fresh would that be?
be a little creepy.
It'd be
A little,
fucking
but-
weird to have them pictures. Because you know they
It'd
put
be
a little smile on
it'd
your
be a-
face.
Yeah, it'd be a funeral you wouldn't forget, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And then you ride me down the back of the road standing in the bed of a truck.
Oh, and you could put me behind the dais or whatever, and you know the podium thing, and be like, play a recording of me giving my own eulogy.
Holy shit, yes. Stand you up behind the podium. And then have a
Ladies and
recording.
gentlemen, let me tell you about myself. I'm dead now. This is my dead body standing here.
And I'm
Right.
talking to you.
I'm still gonna talk to you about me.
I'm the
My
greatest
last chance,
greatest
so-
motherfucker you ever saw. Fucking bitches.
Yeah, right. Might as well take advantage of it.
Tommy, I know you're over there in the corner.
Yeah.
And that'd be some shit if there was a Tom.
There's a
You know,
sign
you-
singing and shit, so like a spotlight can come on when you're talking
Boom.
to certain people.
You never paid me back that fucking $50, son of a bitch.
Now everybody knows.
Don't lend that
Oh
cocksucker any
man!
money.
And if you take it too far, people are gonna start like throwing tomatoes at you and shit. You know,
If anybody brought tomatoes to my funeral,
to your funeral.
Julie-
then I fucking deserve it at that point.
Look over there and find her.
Prepared.
Be like, hey, Julie, I know you're over there.
some kind of
Nobody
asshole.
showed up but haters. Like by the end of the funeral, your whole body is covered with graffiti. There's like condoms stuck up your nose and shit.
Well, yeah, like I say, if it got to that point, then I probably deserved it. But I digress. Have we used up the?
I don't
What
know.
the fuck were we even
started
talking
out on organ donations or not even that. It was the ovaries. We started out on
favorite
ovaries.
fucking organs?
You can start on ovaries and then end with
Death at a funeral.
funerals. I guess that's kind of what happens to all of us, isn't it? We all start with the ovaries and then we finish up with our funerals.
Yeah, fucking death.
So we just took you on a life lesson there,
So
folks.
that was it right there. That was like all of life in a nutshell
Boom.
for you.
That's life.
There's nothing else you need to know.
Besides, you pay
According-
taxes.
Yeah, since the rest of your life is useless, you should probably send some money to the All Natural Podcast.
Welcome back to the All Natural Podcast.
That's great.
I'm totally digging our entrance music right now. Love this beat.
You love it.
The beat's alright.
Love it. The beat's good. The beat's on it.
The beat goes on.
And on and on and on.
The drum keeps pounding a rhythm to the brain.
So,
News break.
news break. All right. So my buddy,
Which buddy? The one that's getting
buddy.
catfished?
the one that's getting catfished.
Oh shit!
So I got
Yes.
That was a
told.
good guess.
It was a really good guess. So I got told a story last night from him, and so help me God.
He's saying that there's an update.
Oh, there's a big update. This dude, he's my friend, but goddamn, he's retarded. He's retarded.
I want to ask real quick. Can you guys hear that plane? I'm talking to the listening audience because we really went out of our way to make it quiet in here. Can you hear that plane? It's almost gone now. Anyway,
Anyways, all right.
my bad.
That's okay. That's okay. So he told me he talked to her yesterday, day before yesterday.
Her in quotes.
Her.
Them.
If you can see me now, I'm doing the fingers.
He talked
Her.
to them. Yeah. Air quotes.
Air quotes. She is now in Amsterdam. Not in
What do you
Afghanistan.
mean? She got out of the prison.
Oh!
She got out of the
She was
prison
like,
where she
"Oh,
had
did I
internet
say-
access and all this other shit.
She,
Did I say Afghanistan? I meant Amsterdam. I'm sorry.
That's
No.
yeah, the spelling really.
yeah.
That
So-
damn autocorrect.
So she is in Amsterdam without a passport and can't get over here, but the government is supposedly trying to kill her
Oh
because
my god. Our government?
our government.
Oh my god.
Okay, so
Jesus.
moral of the story, guys, is this girl was in charge of 4 other people, and they were out and about outside of the base, walking around Afghanistan, got into a firefight with the Taliban outside of an Afghani prison. And the reason all this happened was they were trying to get over here and drop her off, but she had gold, remember?
Right.
Okay.
Trying
So
to.
this is what I'm telling you now is how she got shot.
Mm.
So they're running because they are AWOL, and actually the other word he used was dissented or something like that. Just not
Deserted.
Deserted. They're deserted now, is what he told me. So they're trying to get on the plane, and she's got gold. Well, then they run because the military called the Afghani security and told them that there's 5 females that are deserted from the United States Army. Okay, this is what she's telling him, the story. So they go to they run from the Afghani security and run out of an airport in Afghanistan that they went 70 miles away from the base to get onto to fly back over here. Now they're in a firefight with the Taliban.
And she gets shot.
She gets shot in the shoulder. Another girl gets shot somewhere else. Another girl gets shot in the head. And she wakes up in a hospital, handcuffed to the bed. And there's a picture that I seen of a girl with a bullet wound, but I didn't see handcuffs in the shoulder.
Okay.
Okay? So, and now she told him she was waking up out of her coma or whatever, and the nurse told her that the Army's going to give her lethal injection because the person she was in charge with got killed. In charge of got killed, so now they're going to kill her. And it's this lethal injection of some stuff that won't kill you right then, but it kills you over time, and they can never figure out how you died because of this lethal injection that they're going to give her because the person she was in charge of got killed. And it happens all the time. That's what he told me.
Yeah, that seems like the kind of thing that would happen all the time.
Okay. And
James Bond.
okay. So now she is in a hospital with a bullet wound, and they tell her this. So she escapes the hospital and gets arrested and gets put in the Afghani prison because of the gold. After her bullet wound, and she leaves the hospital where she was supposedly handcuffed to the bed and they're watching her, but she snuck out of there because the army was going to kill her. So I said she got off a base. She got off out of a hospital on a base, and they're like, he's like, yeah. So the girl got sent over that he gave $800 to, went over there and got her out of the Afghani prison now, and now they are now she is in Amsterdam, but the other girl's gone, I guess. It's like some chick from Oklahoma City can just fly over to Afghanistan and get people out of prison.
And then disappear. They're not useful anymore, so...
So then now this girl is in Amsterdam, stranded, and she was asking him to mail her, take pictures of $50 iTunes cards and send them to her, and she was going to sell them for $30. I said, so you're going to spend $50 and send it to her, and then she's only going to make $30.
Nice.
I was like, it doesn't make sense. I said, I'm telling you what, man. I said, this girl is not a girl. It may look like a girl, but she's got something down below that you have. And they're playing you. And he does not want to get it. He doesn't get it. Loves her. So he showed me a picture of her in a bikini. And he says, yeah, she sent me this and said she took second place in the Army bikini contest that the Army does.
Oh, yeah, that.
And I said, okay, please listen to me.
Second place is pretty good, though. That still gets you in the Army swimsuit calendar.
Okay, you see what I'm saying? This dude really thinks that she was in a fucking bikini contest and took second place.
You get an actual medal for that.
And so
you get the bikini commendation.
So now she's went from Afghani prison to being shot to the Army wanting to lethal injecting kill her to getting bailed out from some woman out of Oklahoma in the Afghani prison to now end up in Amsterdam because she's wanted and deserted from the Army, so they're looking for her, so she's in Amsterdam, and he's trying to either get her to Canada because they don't extradite or he's going to go to Amsterdam. I said, what are you going to do in Amsterdam? I know what I do in Amsterdam, but
you might want to let him know that Canada's perfectly happy to extradite people.
He doesn't think so.
Oh, yeah, they're probably the quickest country in the world to extradite people. It's like, oh, you want him? Here you go.
So he's
exactly what he should do. Is, I mean, if he's willing to spend all this fucking money, he should just be like, look, tell me where you're at. I'm buying a plane ticket. Coming to fucking Amsterdam. We're going to sort this whole mess out.
I'd just be like, go to Rotterdam, and if you can't figure out how to get here from there, you're an idiot.
I would be like...
I mean, what he should do is just fucking wake the fuck up and turn off the computer.
That's what I'm saying. So
like,
this is... I found out this was a Plenty of Fish person that sent him to Google fucking hookups. Or that Google site that Google has where you can go in there and it's like you can talk, text, you can video chat and stuff like this. It's through them. Man, but he's going through and communicating, and that's how they FaceTime. And man, I'm telling you, one of you two said it a minute ago, I think. It's teamwork. He's getting played by a dude and his girlfriend right now.
Or just the girl. I mean, don't put it past.
Or yes, just the girl.
Just a room full of people who do this to like 100 people a day.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. I saw this thing on Vice. These dudes sit in fucking Ghana.
Yes.
That's all they do. They do fucking voodoo and shit.
Come up with new and interesting things to try on.
They have the local witch doctor.
Oh, this dude also told me. He said, "Oh, I know that I'm getting scammed for the iTunes things. I read it, but I hit $1,000 on a ticket, so I bought these things and sent them to her."
You fucking idiot. $1,000.
He won $1,000 on a scratcher. So he went and bought $100 in fucking iTunes cards, two $50 ones, and sent them to her. So she could sell for $30 to have some cash. I don't know what our stuff is in Amsterdam, how our money, but how much $30 is.
Bitch ain't in Amsterdam.
I know she's in motherfucking Oklahoma or Washington. I'm telling you.
Or anywhere.
Yeah, but this dude, yeah, he's in love. I mean, legitimately, I'm talking love. This is some crazy love shit. Like,
They got him.
yeah, he's hooked. Like, I told him I was gonna put on Catfish. He said no. I told him. I said, let me call this place. We got it. I'll be your concerned friend. But I'm gonna make you look like a fucking idiot. I didn't say that, but in my head I was thinking that. Just wake up. Wake up, people. That's the moral of this whole fucking story.
Don't be stupid.
Please.
For crying out loud.
I mean, there's plenty of people out there.
We should just figure out how to get him to give us the money.
That's what I mean. Fuck.
Yeah. If you're gonna get scammed, people, wouldn't you rather get scammed by people you know and friends of yours? Like, if the money's just going off to nowhere, you might as well go to your buddies, right?
I'll take half. I'll
Yeah.
do it for half.
I'm saying, and I wouldn't even hit him as hard either. That's the best part. He would save money in the end. He'd be like, "What? You want to send her $500 and it's going to cost $650 because of fees? I can do that for you for $525." And he'll be so pleased to give me that money.
I will save you.
And I'll come back with a great story about how, he just saved a little poor orphan's life or something.
It's sad. It's sad, man. It hurts me. Because everything he thinks he's reading. He told me that he gets a Europe news station at his house, and he's seen on there where 5 people got shot at a fucking airport.
Oh, because this all just happened like yesterday. You would think that 5 female deserters deserting at the same time and getting into a firefight after they deserted would probably make the news.
Yes.
You'd think.
It would be on CNN over here. And man. Yeah. It's bad. People, it's bad. Please, it's bad.
And there you have it.
That's
motherfucking.
It is bad.
Update.
It's bad.
I mean, what else is there to say?
Updated. More to follow.
More to follow. More
of this story to unfold still. Welcome back to the All Natural Podcast.
What?